My name is Anna Costa, and I am an LPC, and I have been fully licensed for the past 3 years. Several things. One, I really enjoy helping people and working with people. That's something that my mom modeled a lot growing up, and that's something that I picked up from her. And then another big portion was that growing up, my family kind of went through some difficult things, particularly some cancer traumas. And we just didn't really have the resources, emotional resources, to kind of deal with that. And so as I got older, that was something that I really wished that we had had, with counseling support. So it was something I got really interested in then. So historically, I have served families, and I started off in residential therapy and did a lot of attachment work. So I worked with oppositional defiant disorder and reactive attachment disorder, and then just family communications and dynamics in general. And then after my time in residential therapy, I've kind of transitioned more to a later adolescent adult population, and I work with a variety of issues, but attachment is still something I talk about regularly, kind of my bread and butter, and I do some trauma work now as well. In session, you can expect that it's a very collaborative process. So I really like my clients to be actively engaged. Something I remind them a lot is that, I am a support and a resource in their life, but ultimately, they are the one living their life. So I want them to, if I offer homework, I want them to engage with that, and we meet once a week probably for about an hour, but they're out in the world a lot more than that. And so I love to be a resource and support for them, but I really encourage them to take a very proactive stance in their therapeutic journey. So very collaborative. You can also expect we will talk about lifestyle as well. So we definitely do a lot of the therapy things like CBT and the attachment work that I talked about. But we're also going to talk about movement and food and sleep and hydration, some of those things too, because I found that actually really helps support my counseling practice quite a bit. So integrating faith has been a newer thing for me because I came from a secular background. So historically, I've really only been allowed to integrate faith if my clients bring that up. And that's still kind of the approach that I take. Now in this practice, my assumption is that you are coming in with a faith base. I will still confirm that, and we'll still discuss, what faith looks like to each of my clients, particularly their faith backgrounds. That's really helpful to me to kind of have a conceptualization of where they might be coming from. And then I will let my clients lead a lot in that. So if prayer is something they want in session, asking them, is this something that you'd like, getting their consent in that, and we'll bring that into the room then. I really enjoy working with my clients. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and so, in the time that we work together, I will be a really big advocate for you. I would also want them to know that it's a collaborative process and that I do expect them to be working outside of session. And then, from a personal standpoint, I think it's important for them to know that I am a human like themselves, and also have been on my own counseling journey and have my own ups and downs with that. So I think I like clients to know I'm not coming in as this healed person who has all the answers, but I'm coming in as a co-collaborator to figure out how we can, walk through the difficulties of life together. I think I've been in the counseling practice for 10 plus years now, which is crazy to me that it's been that long at this point. And I have worked in a variety of settings, so I think that helps me as a practitioner. And we're going to be creative in our practice. We'll try things. That's the other thing I would want them to know is we're going to try things, and we might not know how they're going to work out, and we're going to try anyway. And so if they're willing to get curious with me, that's going to be a really good starting point.